Instead of editing a photo, which is what Photoshop is for, we'll use Illustrator to make paths and shapes. Since this is a quick start video, it's appropriate to jump in and focus on only the most essential shape tools for now. Actually, these are shape tool sets. A tool set is a tool in a toolbar that has several related tools beneath it when you hold down the mouse button. Let's begin by drawing and editing a rectangle. Choose the corresponding rectangle shape tool, and for now we'll just simply click and drag to draw a rectangle. Another more precise method of making shapes is to just click on the artboard with the shape tool selected. Click once and the dialog box should appear, and then type in the dimensions for your shape. Once you have a rectangle, you'll want to select it. The Select Object tool is the most used tool in Illustrator. It's first in the toolbar, and it's represented by a dark arrow. It can also be accessed with the keyboard shortcut letter V. The basic Select Object tool is for selecting objects or groups of objects and moving them. Nearby is the Light Arrow tool or Direct Selection tool, which is for selecting and moving just the single points of an object. As you can see, this is a very useful tool to change objects completely by moving paths to make and transform shapes interactively. You also have the option to just hit delete to delete points to further deconstruct paths and shapes. And there is one more arrow selection tool, the Group Selection tool, located in the Light Arrow tool set right under the Light Arrow tool. It is identified by the plus sign in the lower right of the tool. I don't know why it's called the Group Selection tool, because its purpose really is to select inside of groups. So let's group two circles with the Group Object command to better see what this tool does. As we can see, the Select tool selects the group, and the Direct Selection selects points as expected. The Group Selection tool, however, is able to ignore the group and select those as single objects. It comes in handy when you have a lot of groups. Moving on, let's go back and take a look for a moment at the fundamental task of making paths and lines. The Line tool, of course, is very handy for this. As you can see, using the Line tool is as simple as selecting it and then dragging to draw a line. Of course, don't forget to hold down Shift to draw straight lines. Also, the Pen tool is also used to make paths. Again, hold down Shift, you can make straight lines identical to the Line tool. However, the Pen tool set is a bit more useful because you can make a shape by joining paths and closing them. To demonstrate, let's use the start point of a path and make it into a shape. Hover over the end point of a path and look for the small slash in the lower right. Click and you will be able to continue drawing that path. To close the shape, hover over the other end point. Look for the circle icon in the lower right of the tool. This indicates a complete path can be connected, so then click on that endpoint and the path will close to a full shape. The Path tool is also very important because you can draw precise curves. But I admit, drawing curves with this pen tool is the most tricky tool to use in Illustrator, or any other tool I've used in any application for that matter. For instance, draw a few points, but this time before you release a click, begin to drag and you'll see two handles extend from that point. Those are called Bezier handles, and they define the arc of the line from that corner point, turning the corner point into a smooth curve. You'll have to practice using this tool, but you'll get the hang of it over time, so don't worry if it doesn't make sense to you right away. Let's look at the other tools in the Pen tool set. As usual, click and hold the Pen tool icon to reveal the full set of pen tools. Additional pen tools to note are the Add Point pen tool, which has the plus sign next to it, and the Subtract Point tool, which has the minus sign by it. I'll demonstrate the Add Point tool by clicking along an already established path, making a new point on the path. And also, here's how to use the Subtract Point tool to get rid of points. The Bezier tool looks like a triangle and is for selecting, moving, and redefining the Bezier handles. You can adjust one handle at a time or click the point to re-establish both handles evenly. Honestly, you could stop this video right now and practice drawing these curves for days and still not be good at it. It's just an acquired skill and it takes a while. Therefore, if you need a perfect curve, I usually try to use a circle tool and then edit that circle with other tools. To demonstrate, I will get the desired arc by first drawing a circle, then opening that circle by selecting a point and pressing delete. You may need another, so it's useful to copy it. And as a tip, you can interactively copy and paste by holding down Option or Alt for Windows as you drag an object. Once you've taken a moment to get used to the idea of making curved lines, moving points and objects, and interactively copying them, move on to the next video.